First, I'd like to offer our condolences and condolences of the Sheriff's Office to the family of and friends of William Mason. I can say now that he has been declared deceased by the medical examiner's office. In a investigation that spanned a period of time now, we've worked closely with the medical examiner's office, the Monroe County lab, forensic anthropologist, and the Monroe County District Attorney's office to ultimately come to a place where we could say that we have identified the remains in the fire pit that were found on William Mason's property. Those remains do contain William Mason's DNA, and the medical examiner has declared him deceased at this point.
What do you know about the fire that happened there? You had some surveillance video or something? Tell me about that a little bit.
So we do have video in the area, and that video shows that there was in fact a fire in that fire pit during the overnight hours, well, late afternoon, overnight hours of the 25th, which was a Tuesday, into the 26th, which was a Wednesday.
Does it show you anything else? Anybody on the property?
I don't want to get into specifics of what I see in that video, but I will tell you that it definitely shows a fire.
And does the fire show, excuse me, does the video show anything before the fire?
We have video that will show times leading up to the fire and times after the fire.
So does it show William Mason getting put into the fire pit? Or a body going into the fire pit?
I don't want to say what I see on the video, other than the fact I can tell you there was a fire in that fire pit.
How big's the fire pit?
It's you know, I can't give you a real great description, but it's a large enough fire pit to accomplish what needed to be accomplished.
Do you know if he was deceased before the fire was set? Could the medical examiner give you anything about a cause of death?
No, everything from the medical examiner right now is pending. I don't have a cause or manner right now. And as far as whether he was alive or not prior to the fire, I can't tell you that. I don't have an answer.
Last time we all talked about this case, you were talking about search warrants that were being executed. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So the search warrants that were executed, there was obviously search warrants on the property, on Mr. Mason's property. You know that we did a search warrant on Trimmer Road. We since did a search warrant at another location in the city. All that was basically looking for video and trying to put people where we thought they were, or where we would, we were trying to find where the people were at critical times during this investigation. We've also executed a number of search warrants on cellular phone records and other digital means, again, attempting to find where people were and put them in particular places at particular times.
Are those people potential suspects?
There are potential suspects in this case, yes.
What's it going to take? What's it going to take to make an arrest here?
So we're working with the district attorney, closely with the district attorney's office right now. We're looking towards building our probable cause and making a case that we can hold the people responsible for this truly responsible.
What do you know about his final movements on that property? Family tells us he was cutting his lawn. It was half cut. It seemed like something happened in the middle there to stop that task from happening.
So there's a lot of speculation as to what he was doing just prior to whatever happened to him. We can't confirm any of that right now. We are, looking at potential digital evidence that would help us with that, but right now I'm not able to speak to that.
What would have been a potential motive? Was somebody upset with him over something? Have you developed anything regarding that?
There is a motive. There's a potential motive, I should say, and we are working towards that, but I don't want to talk about that until we get further into being able to solidify that motive.
You found some medical equipment or surgical implants. Can you describe what you found and how that leads back to William Mason?
Yep. So what we found in the fire pit, what we found is, and again, we had to use a forensic anthropologist to go through with us, we found many, many bone fragments, no real long bones. So there was no bones very much longer than that, so 2 to 3 inches. We did find a number of surgical implants. Mr. Mason did have a number of surgical implants. I won't speak to what they are, but they matched up with those Mr. Mason had.
So the serial number on those implants matched the serial number, say, on his medical records?
We're working towards that.
So if those pieces were so small, what does that tell you about the condition of the body before it went into that fire pit?
I can't speculate as to the condition of the body before it goes into the fire pit, because I can't tell you if those fragments, if that body became fragmented during, before, after, so I don't know.
Are you looking for help from the public, or are you pretty much beyond that at this point?
No, we're always looking for help from the public, and we're always looking to, as I said, this is an ongoing investigation. We are working closely with the district attorney's office, and we are looking to gather as much evidence or as much fact as we can in order to put together a solid case.
The video shows the fire.
So
The video you have shows a fire.
So video shows a fire, yes.
Does any video show a crime being committed?
So again, I don't want to get into the details or specifics of what I see on the video, other than the fact that I can confirm there was a fire in that fire pit.
Where is that video coming from? Were there security cameras on the property, or what?
So there are through the last times and the multiple times that we come to the media to talk to people, we've asked for the help of the public on a number of occasions. Through those tips and through those leads, we were able to find video cameras, surveillance cameras around the area, and those cameras provided us with those images.
So it would be leading up to the property, on the property, leading away from the property, that type of thing?
So there's cameras in the area of the property, correct. So you would see, from those videos, you can see movement in and around the property, yes.
And describe that property. It's woody and rural.
So it's on Ridge Road. It's a I wouldn't call it necessarily rural, but it is, in that there's not a lot of houses around it. There are some businesses around it. There's a main house, a farmhouse that sits up near the road. There is a barn that sits between the main house and then a secondary house that's in the back. Potentially it was a converted barn into a living quarters, but there's a living quarters behind that barn.
Any signs of a struggle that you've been able to find?
So again, that's more to the particulars of the evidence, which I won't speak of today.
Any concern from the public? Should we be concerned at all?
The public should have no concerns for their safety.
And you say that because?
Because I believe this was a targeted, targeted event.
Okay.
And your name again, sir? I'm so sorry.
David Bolton, B-O-L-T-O-N.
Thanks.
So it's not a missing persons case anymore?
Correct. It's no longer a missing persons case. As we talked about it the last time we did this, it became a murder investigation. It is now, absolutely the murder of William Mason, now that we have him confirmed as his DNA in the...
Do you think he was targeted, or do you think something else happened? Maybe like a struggle during a burglary, something like that?
So again, I believe that it's targeted, but as to the particulars of why I believe that, again, that speaks to more of the evidence, and I can't go into that any further.
That's good.
Thanks, sir.
No problem. Anything else? Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.